Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, not burdened by routine, but energized by a quiet knowing today holds possibility. Today could be the first step in your journey toward a life far beyond the ordinary. Because the truth is, success isn't something granted to the lucky or the naturally gifted. It's built, brick by brick, choice by choice. Day by day, success isn't about chance, it's about change. It's not a stroke of luck, it's a series of deliberate actions, consistently repeated until greatness becomes inevitable. So how do you rise above the noise, above mediocrity? How do you transform your life from average to extraordinary? It begins with 5 steps, 5 powerful, simple but transformative steps. And the very first one? Mastering your mindset. Master your mindset. Your mind is not just a tool, it is the battlefield, the place where victories are born or lost long before they show up in the real world. It is either your most powerful weapon or your greatest weakness. Which one it becomes is entirely up to you. Think about Henry Ford. He dreamed of an engine that experts said couldn't be built, the V8. His engineers told him again and again it's impossible. But Ford didn't listen. He believed, and because he believed, he persisted. He demanded a way, and eventually they found it. Not because the problem got easier, but because the mind became stronger. That's the essence of mindset. It's the difference between I can't and how can I. 2 people can have the same talents, the same opportunities, and the same challenges. One will soar, the other will sink. What separates them isn't external, it's internal. One chooses growth, the other chooses comfort. Most people live their lives reacting, allowing the outside world to decide how they feel, what they believe, and what they do. But those who rise, they take control of their inner world first. They plant better thoughts. They tend to their mental garden daily. Picture this. Every thought you have is a seed. If you plant fear, self-doubt, and negativity, your mind becomes overgrown with weeds, choking out your potential. But if you plant confidence, faith, and discipline, you grow a forest of strength, clarity, and opportunity. You are the gardener, and every day you decide what to plant. But how do you do it? Start by noticing your thoughts. Listen to the way you speak to yourself. Catch the whispers of self-doubt. And when you hear them, don't let them settle. Replace I can't with how might I. Shift from shutting down to opening up. Understand this, your mind is flexible. It can be trained, reshaped, and reprogrammed, just like a muscle. And every time you choose to think better thoughts, you strengthen your ability to succeed. Negative thinking doesn't just hold you back, it builds invisible cages around your life. Cages made of fear, hesitation, and imagined limits. But a growth mindset breaks those cages apart. It sees failure as feedback, it sees obstacles as training grounds, and it sees every problem as a puzzle begging to be solved. Every empire, every fortune, every world-changing invention, it all began as a thought, an idea, a belief, a vision. It started in the mind of someone who refused to settle. These people didn't just think differently, they trained themselves to think relentlessly, to believe deeply, to persist endlessly, and to dream beyond logic. You can too. Build a mindset that serves your highest goals. Feed your mind with books that challenge you, people who lift you, and content that inspires growth. Shield yourself from toxic voices. Not every opinion deserves space in your head. And here's something powerful. Use visualization. Close your eyes daily and imagine the life you want. See it clearly. Feel it. The The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imagined and real. It responds to emotion, not logic. When you visualize success, you create mental blueprints that your actions naturally follow. Speak affirmations aloud. I am capable. I am determined. I create my reality. Say them even when you don't believe them, especially then, because repetition builds belief, and belief builds behavior. Gratitude is your secret fertilizer. Be grateful not only for what you have, but for every challenge you've faced. Gratitude expands your capacity to receive more. Ultimately, your mindset shapes your entire path. It is the foundation of fortune, and you are the architect. Now that your mind is strong, your next step is just as critical. Set goals that terrify you. The average person sets goals that are safe, easy, predictable. But the people who change the world, they set goals that make their hearts race. Goals that force them to grow. Goals that leave no room for comfort. If your goals don't scare you, you're playing too small. You should feel both excited and slightly terrified. That's how you know you're stretching. That's how you know you're still alive inside. But dreaming big is only half the battle. Anyone can set a goal. Very few will follow through. The difference? Commitment. Real commitment isn't about bursts of energy. It's about consistent action, even on the days you don't feel like it. Even when progress is invisible. Even when no one's watching. A dream without a system is just a fantasy. But when you break that dream into daily steps, suddenly it becomes achievable. Want to earn $1 million? Don't focus on the million. Focus on what you need to do this year, this month, this day. Big goals can feel overwhelming until you break them down. One step at a time, one brick at a time. That's how mountains are climbed. But beware, motivation won't get you there. Motivation fades, discipline remains, which brings us to the next level. Develop relentless self-discipline. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. Most people know what they need to do, but they don't do it. Why? Because they let their feelings lead. I don't feel like it today. I'm not inspired. Maybe tomorrow. Those thoughts, they're dream killers in disguise. Success doesn't care about your mood. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It responds to those who act, especially when it's hard. The champions? They act without permission from their emotions. They do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Every time you act when it's inconvenient, every time you choose effort over excuse, you grow stronger. You program your brain for greatness. Discipline starts as a decision. Then it becomes a habit. And one day it becomes your identity. The world belongs to those who show up, every single day. So ask yourself, are you showing up? If not, the time to begin is now. Not tomorrow, not later. Now, and when you do, when you master your mindset, set terrifying goals, and build unshakable discipline, you'll look back one day and realize, this is how fortunes are built. This is how lives are transformed. It's not magic, it's not luck. It's your mind, your choices, and your discipline, working together to create something unstoppable. Build relentless self-discipline. The path to greatness isn't blocked by lack of knowledge. It's blocked by lack of consistency. Most people already know what they need to do, but they don't do it. Why? Because they let their emotions decide. I'm too tired. I don't feel like it today. I'll start tomorrow. But here's the truth. Tomorrow is a lie. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week turns into next year. And one day you'll look back and wonder what your life could have been if only you'd started. Discipline is the antidote to regret. It's the muscle you build when you choose action over excuse. You won't always be motivated, but you don't need to be. What you need is to show up every day, no matter what. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when no one's watching, even when there's no immediate reward, even when you're bored, frustrated, or burned out. And here's the secret. Discipline doesn't require dramatic change. It starts small. Wake up when you said you would. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Do that extra rep at the gym. Write the page, send the email, make the call, even when it's inconvenient, especially when it's inconvenient. These small acts, they stack, they build momentum, and that momentum, it's unstoppable. The most successful people in the world don't give themselves the option to quit. They don't negotiate with laziness. They don't ask their feelings for permission. They commit fully and follow through relentlessly. They also protect their environment, because your surroundings matter. You can't stay focused if you're buried in distraction. So eliminate the noise, cut the clutter, remove temptations, create a space that supports your growth. And here's one more truth. Growth is uncomfortable. But discomfort isn't your enemy. It's your training ground. Every time you lean into resistance, you level up. If you want a better life, stop waiting. Start owning everything. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. Discipline is your responsibility. And it's not easy, but it is simple. Show up, be consistent, do the work, and don't stop. Because discipline is the bridge between who you are now and who you're meant to become. Surround yourself with excellence. You'll never rise higher than the people around you. That's not a motivational quote, it's a law of life. Look around. Who are you spending your time with? Because their thoughts, their habits, their beliefs, they are shaping yours. Whether you realize it or not, you absorb the energy of your environment. If you hang around 5 people who make excuses, you'll start making them too. If you hang around 5 people who strive for greatness, you'll be pulled upward, whether you're ready or not. This isn't about cutting people off. It's about choosing your energy. Are the people in your life encouraging your growth or enabling your comfort? Because when you surround yourself with mediocrity, excellence starts to feel excessive. Your dreams begin to shrink. Your fire begins to dim. But when you're around winners, everything changes. You start to think bigger, act faster, expect more, and settle for nothing less. So find people who challenge you, people who inspire you, people who make you uncomfortable in the best way possible. Better yet, find mentors. Someone who has walked the road you're just starting on. Their experience can shave years off your learning curve. Their mindset can upgrade your own. And if you don't have direct access to a mentor, books, podcasts, events, masterminds, surround yourself virtually until you can do it physically, because who you learn from matters. Information is everywhere, but transformation happens in the right environment. Choose wisely. Your circle will either drain your dreams or water them. Make sure it's the latter. Take massive imperfect action. Now, here's where most people lose. They plan, they dream, they wait. They wait for the perfect time, for the fear to disappear, for the stars to align. But the perfect time doesn't exist. The greatest trap in the world is the idea that you need to be ready before you begin. You don't. You just need to start. The most successful people didn't wait until they felt confident. They acted, uncertain, nervous, imperfect, and they figured it out as they went. Why? Because action creates clarity, movement creates momentum, and progress, no matter how small, builds power. The people who win, they don't overthink, they don't get stuck in preparation, they get in the game, they fall, they fail, they adjust, and they keep going. Because failure isn't the enemy, inaction is. Your dreams won't become real through thinking, they become real through doing. So what can you do today? Not next week, not someday, today. Make the call, write the plan, start the project, take the leap. Don't aim for perfect, aim for done, then improve along the way. Execution beats ideas, every single time, because in the end, success isn't about talent, it's not about luck. It's not about being the smartest in the room, it's about being the one who moves, the one who acts, the one who keeps going, no matter what. The final word. These 5 steps master your mindset set. Fear-inducing goals build unshakable discipline. Surround yourself with excellence. Take relentless action aren't just a strategy, they're a blueprint for transformation. Average is easy, but greatness is earned through the choices you make every single day. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop waiting? Are you ready to start building? Because your future isn't written by fate, it's written by you.